Good morning, people. Hello, good morning, everyone. Yes, so let's start with today's session. Yes, people, good morning. Hope you remember what we've done yesterday. We ended up with uh, how to finance the estimated working capital. Correct, guys? We saw something like three approaches. 1 minute. We saw three approaches of financing working capital: hedging approach, conservative approach, and aggressive approach. And what we noticed, let's see, there are three ways of looking at it. Under hedging approach, we can also call it as what? A matching or a balanced approach. Okay, what do you see in that? You see that uh, for long term, for permanent working capital, we will go with long term loan, and for temporary working capital, we'll go with short term loan. Conservative everywhere, long term loan, and aggressive would try to accommodate at least some amount of permanent working capital by what? Short-term loan. You remember yesterday's ice cream parlor example, right? Where we realized, okay, fine, somebody may take a risk like that and may try to finance a part of what? Working capital loan for working capital requirement, permanent working capital requirement, even by short term. That's what we had seen yesterday, right, people? I hope you guys remember. Okay, so today, first we'll solve a question based on that. We'll come to question number 11, right? And then we will go on. I know question number 6 is left, that we will complete. I wish to discuss the questions to be discussed in classroom. Also, I wish to give you some guidelines on the homework questions, right? So the more you stay focused, the more you chit, the less you chit chat in between, the more is the coverage. Simple as that. Okay, and immediately say that there is your chit chat in between. Then even again there are some questions to be asked. Okay, fine. So let's go ahead with this. If time permits, we will start the next chapter. If not, in the next lecture for sure. Uh, is it written receivable management in your timetable today? That receivable management will come provided we finish the topic. Else, in the next week, whenever the lectures are there, did you receive the next week's timetable? Okay, partially people yes, partially people no. Okay, so JKSHA classes, some favorite students are there. To them, timetable is sent. For others, uh, acha, you received the timetable. Okay, okay, fine. Acha, you have FM. Okay, okay. Next, acha, all days FM. Excellent, right? So it's like every day morning entertainment section. Ah, very true, very true. Okay, no worries. So first, guys, let's start with it. So if we genuinely get the time, then we will introduce ourselves to the receivable management. Else, we will at least complete this in totality. Okay, so let's come to question number 11. Okay, before we go in the solution, let's first go through the question at least. Let's come to question number 11. Okay, let's read it. An engineering company is considering its working capital investment for the year 1920, estimated fixed assets and current liabilities. Okay, so let me do one thing. Fixed assets are how much? Check. Oh, sorry. How much are the fixed assets? Estimated fixed assets 6.63 crore. Okay, and estimated current liabilities are how much? The current liabilities are 5.967 crores. So this estimation is all in crores, huh, guys? Okay. Yeah, we just have to read the numbers. Nobody has to spend even a single paisa from the pocket. So what if crores, millions, billions, doesn't matter. The sales and earning before, okay, the statement. See how the statement is given. The sales and earning before interest and taxes depend on investment in current assets, particularly investment and receivable. You know what, people? This is a general knowledge. Right? Sales and EBIT, earning before interest and tax, depend on what? Investment in current assets. You have more stock, you give more credit to your customers. Obviously, your sales will increase. If the sales will increase, obviously, proportionately, earning before interest and tax will also increase. So we can say this is a sheer general knowledge that is given to us. Okay. Even if the statement was not there, what I mean to say is this. See, guys, see directly like this. Yeah, the statement is useless. Right? That's a bad idea. Okay, well, put it in a more sensible manner. It's a general knowledge statement. Okay, so even if it was not there, it will not impact our solution, right? Instead of early mornings saying, "Hey, useless nonsense." That's a better idea. Okay, fine. See, you always come across this statement. Guys, you remember, no, in working capital only, we have done these kind of statements. Hello, people. You remember uh, where the gross profit is 25% on sales and the cost of production is calculated taking depreciation as a part of it. And then people had invented lot many new things around it. People started talking about various methods. People started talking about remove depreciation, exclude depreciation, and what not. Then I had to tell them, we see this is just a piece of general knowledge. The cost of production always includes depreciation, no big task, no big deal. Right? So like that, they are giving me some shedding some general knowledge. Okay, sales and EBIT. Okay, fine. What is told um, depend upon investment in current assets, particularly what inventory and receivable. Receivable means debtors. Yes, the company is examining the following alternative working capital policies. So we have the same thing to be discussed over here. See, we have to talk about conservative policy, moderate policy, and what aggressive policy. Three policies we have to talk about. For all the three policies, they have given their level of investment in current assets. Sales value is also given, and expected EBIT is also given. EBIT, we all know, earning before interest and taxes. Okay. Okay, I'll mark it over here. This is that thing. Earning before interest and taxes. Okay. You are required to calculate the following for each of the policies. Rate of returns on total assets. Guys, please write the formula. Rate of returns on total assets is equal to EBIT upon total assets into 100. Okay. And yes, we need to know what is total assets. So yes, that we are writing. Total assets is equal to fixed assets plus investments plus current assets. Okay. Total assets is equal to what? Fixed assets plus investments plus current assets. Okay. Net working capital position. I'm very sure you know that working capital is equal to what? Current asset minus current liability. Then we have to calculate current asset to fixed asset ratio. Okay, fine. So we'll do current asset upon fixed asset. And we have to discuss the risk return trade-off. Okay, what is risk return trade-off? Guys, it is in general said, no? High risk, high return. Low risk, low return. That is a generalization. That itself is called as what? Risk return trade-off. So risk return trade-off is like commenting on the ratios that we calculate. Okay, so that can only happen after we cover up the first three parts. Okay, in general, I'm telling you, rate of returns on total assets means what? It is how much total assets you have invested and how much returns you are getting. Okay, so it is one ratio which calculates your profitability ratio. Okay, which returns ratio. Guys, after this, we will be doing receivable management. Then gradually we'll be doing accounting ratios. In accounting ratios, we will be discussing rate of returns on total assets at length. Okay, so not today. So let's go to the solution. I hope at least you have written this formula. Okay. So let's go to the solution. Okay, fine. So what we have to do, we just have to calculate all this, right? So let's go ahead. Let's see. I've written this three policies: conservative, moderate, aggressive. Rate of returns on what? Total assets. So how we will calculate? Yes, it will be calculated like this: EBIT upon what? Total assets. What are total assets? Fixed assets plus investments plus current assets, out of which investments are nil. Okay, fine. So yeah, let me open my question. So yeah. So now what we have to do? See, go on taking. Come on. All of you also can start. Go on taking. See, like for example, EBIT of conservative is EBIT of conservative is 3.1365 upon total assets. Now, total assets, you don't have investment at all in the question. Fixed assets are given standard, no? 6.63, correct? Fixed assets are given standard. Current assets for conservative plan are 11.475. Okay, so let's calculate this. 3.1365 divided by 6.63 plus 11.475, 18.105. So 3.1365, 3.1365 divided by 18.105. It came to 17.32%. Okay. Let's complete now for all the plans. Okay. For moderate, EBIT is 2.9325. Correct. Then fixed assets are same, no? 6.63. What will change is the current assets. Current assets for moderate planned are 9.945. Okay, let's calculate this. 2.9325 upon 6.63 plus 9.945. 16.575. Okay, 0.9325 divided by 16.575. 17.69%. 692. So 17.69%. Let's calculate for aggressive. EBIT is 2.55 upon fixed assets will be same now 6.63 plus current assets same 6.63. So 6.63 plus 6.63 is 13.26. 0.55 upon 13.26. It came to 19.23%. Yes. Okay. Yeah, let's conclude after calculating all the answers. Okay, then only we'll be in a position to say something about it. Okay. Yeah, let's calculate net working capital. Current assets we just now wrote for this plan is 11.475 minus. I think again the current liabilities for all the plans are standard 5.967. 11.475 minus 5.96. It came to 5.50. Then over here 9.945 minus 5.967. 9.945 minus 5.967 came to 3.978. Here the fixed assets are 6.63. I'm sorry, current assets are 6.63. minus 5.967. Okay, 6.6 minus 5.967 came 0.663. Okay, what do you see in all these plans? What you notice is that as you move from conservative to aggressive, what is happening? The profitability is increasing, but the working capital that you are maintaining with yourself is decreasing. Working capital is funds available for smooth working of day-to-day business activity. You are trying to run the show at the minimum working capital. You are increasing your risk. Okay, let's continue calculating. Let's complete all that first. Current assets are 11.475 upon fixed assets are how much? 6.63, right? Standard. 1.73, I can say. Okay, 9.945 upon 6.63. 9.945 6.63. 1.5, and then it is 6.63 divided by 6.63, exactly 1. You guys done? Yeah. So what we have done, we've just now calculated all the 3 points. Point number 1, point number 2, point number 3. What we are told in 4th point, discuss the risk return trade-off. As I told you, high risk returns are higher, low risk returns are lower. That's a universally accepted principle, right? So we just have to comment based on that. Okay. So right, point number 4. Point number 3 is all in first, second, third is all in table. So below that table you write point number 4. Should I? I'm going to dictate. I'm dictating the notes, not the terms. I'm not dictating any terms. I'm just dictating the notes. You get the meaning difference between that, right? So let's start. Right. Point number 4. Comments. Yeah, ready now. Fine. Okay. Okay, let's write. High risk, high returns. I repeat, high risk, high returns, and vice versa. VICA-VERSA. But people are laughing. I need to describe. Some people are looking at me with a big question mark. Oh, what is he talking? He started talking other than English something. Vice versa. Okay. So I repeat, high risk, high returns, and vice versa is a universally accepted principle. Is a what? Universally accepted principle. Okay. Now in the same point, now see we have to talk about 3 different plans now. So what we will do in the same point, right on the next line, A. And so we are going to describe a little about conservative policy, right? A. Under conservative policy, working capital is maintained at highest level. Okay, I repeat, under conservative policy, working capital is maintained at highest level. In bracket, you write now this number 5.508 crores. Wrote it. Continue on there. Also, adequate adequate current assets are kept. Adequate current assets are kept as compared to fixed assets. Therefore, the risk of non-payment, therefore the risk of non-payment of current liabilities therefore the risk of non-payment of current liabilities is lowest. I repeat, therefore risk of non-payment of current liabilities is what? Lowest. But returns are also lowest. But returns are also lowest. In bracket you mention, where do you see the returns? The returns you see in the first ratio. What is that? Returns on total assets. So when you are saying that the returns are also lowest, so justify, write in the bracket, that is returns on total assets is equal to how much? Yeah, copy that. Okay. Done writing. For which policy did we write now? Aggressive. I'm so sorry. Conservative. Conservative we wrote. Yes. Okay. Now conservative is one extreme end. Aggressive is another extreme end. So let's write about aggressive now. Okay. So right, point B. Point B. Under aggressive policy. I repeat, under aggressive policy. Continue. Net working capital is maintained at lowest. Net working capital is maintained at lowest. Can you see the lowest working capital over here? People ask me which figure, this one. Okay, so write that in the bracket. 0.663 crores. Right? net working capital position is maintained at lowest. In bracket, you write that is 0.663 crores. Also, the ratio of current asset to fixed asset is minimum. Thus, ratio of current asset to fixed asset is minimum. People at least see the way we have commented for conservative. No? In the same pattern we are commenting. So first we wrote about net working capital, 0.0663 crore minimum. Even also the ratio of current asset to fixed asset is minimum. As you can see over here, no, it's 1. It's lowest value over here. Thus, the risk of non-payment of current liability, I repeat, thus the risk of non-payment of current liability is lowest or highest now? Highest. Understand? Yes. The risk of non-payment of current liability is highest, but what? Returns are also highest. But returns are also highest. Now you'll ask me, sir, where did you see that return, highest returns? Look over here. Look over here. You can see this. You can see this. Ding check, ding check. Now here. Okay. Yeah. So the returns are also highest. What will you write in the bracket? Returns on total assets is equal to 19.32%. Sorry, 19.23%. Right, C. Hello guys, we are not going to write so much in detail for moderate now. Okay, we are left with moderate now. In moderate, both are moderate. No, returns are also moderate. Risk is also moderate. It's a middle value. No? So just writing one line is sufficient. Okay, so point C. In moderate approach, approach, my goodness, who's talking so much? Yeah, in moderate approach, risk and return both are moderate. That's it. Thank you, my dear. I will send it to everyone. Thank you so much. Priya sent me the message. I've copied that. She had written everything that I have told. My God, full comment. People, you are so good in typing. Sanskar has also sent me the same thing. He has sent me everything. So nice of you. In case Thank you, friends. Those who like miss something can get benefited by that. But your typing speed is amazing. Huh? I don't know whether you people have written or not. Sanskar is with the whole comment and chat box. Super amazing people. Okay, fine. So now let's come to question number 6. Yeah, that is somehow left out. See, guys, after this, no, I'm going to discuss. Means this is how normally I do. I discuss all the questions wherever possible. Wherever needed, I give the solution also. I prefer to discuss homework. And to be discussed in classroom is I prefer to give solution. And homework solutions are available on the site, so I prefer to discuss them out. Got it? But then need little cooperation from your side, right? Okay, fine. See here, I'm as such going to cover a question saying it is newly formed company in to be discussed question. So question number 6, we are making a small change. Instead of keeping it a instead of keeping it to be a newly formed company, we are just canceling this part. Okay, so please do that, and then we will discuss it. Okay, so what we are going to do, we are going to say that it is just a company, not a newly formed company. Okay, so please remove these words. Huh? Everyone present in the meeting, huh? Please make this necessary change. So we will keep it a normal company, okay, and then we will discuss this. Why newly formed company? In detail, I'm going to discuss with you in the to be discussed question. Okay, so let's come to question number 6. Yeah. A company has applied to the commercial bank for the first time for financing its working capital requirement. The following information is available about the projections for the current year. Then this is usual thing. Raw material per unit is given, direct labor per unit is given, and the overheads are given, right? We have to read the overheads and find out if there is any, what depreciation into it. But right now nothing is said. We go on reading, then there is some profit and then there is some sales. Okay, fine. Now, what is the other information? Raw material in stock is what? Average what? 4 weeks consumption. Okay, so the moment we go on writing the details, we say that in our current assets, we will have raw material stock equal to how much? 4 weeks. Okay, fine. Work in progress on an average, what? Half month. Okay, fine. So WIP is going to be zero point 0.5 month. Listen to me. What is written? Completion stage is 50%. Now, what is the implication of this? You only tell me. Completion stage 50% means what, people? Means, see, I have already told you guys that if nothing is specified in the question, then what is our pattern? Raw material all 100%, wages 50%, overhead 50%, provided nothing is given in the question. Question is telling what? Question is saying 50%, completion stage is 50%. So everything 50%. Yes, all 50%, right? So I'll just mention over here raw material, wages, and overheads. Everything how much? 50%. Okay, fine. Finished goods in stock on an average 1 month. So we'll have finished goods stock 1 month. Okay, let's read further. Credit allowed by suppliers is 1 month. So wherever we will be writing current liabilities, they will mention whom creditors with a duration of how much? 1 month. Okay, credit allowed to debtors is 2 months. So here we would have debtors 2 months. Average time lag in payment of wages is 1.5 week. Okay, so outstanding wages 1.5 weeks and 4 weeks in overheads. Okay, fine. So outstanding overheads is going to be 4 weeks. Okay, fine. Other than that, what we are told? We are told cash to be maintained is how much? 50,000. Okay, so here we'll write cash 50,000. Okay, and then okay, all sales are on credit. You also know the importance of this statement. Even if it is not there, we do the same thing. Prepare statement showing estimate of working capital needed to finance an activity level of how much? 96,000 units of production. Okay. Assume that production is carried out evenly throughout the year. Guys, now this point has come a number of times, right? And we know it has no implication on our solution, right? Even if this is not given, what we always assume that it is going to be there, it is going to be uniform throughout the year. Am I very clear to this? Okay, fine. Now, wages and overhead what accrue similarly. Okay, this is one more confusing statement. Means you may get confused. They accrue similarly, but their payment pattern is different. No, guys. See, what is written over here? Wages and overhead accrue similarly. Correct. But here, what is written? Outstanding wages 1.5 week, outstanding overheads 4 weeks. See, guys, this outstanding wages 1.5 week is a payment pattern. They accrue similarly, but they are paid in a different manner. Every day at the end of the day, it's written, okay, wages outstanding for a day, overhead is outstanding for a day. Okay, accountant makes a record. Wages outstanding for a day, overhead is outstanding for a day. Okay. Second day he records wages outstanding for 2 days, overhead is outstanding for 2 days, and so on. But the moment wages become outstanding for 1.5 weeks, he makes a payment of wages. Overheads are still continued. Overheads are written, and written. They are paid after how many weeks? They are paid after 4 weeks. Are you clear to what I said? So they accrue similarly doesn't have any impact on your solution. Am I clear to this? Right? Okay. Fine. So let's continue then. Okay. For the calculation purpose, 4 weeks will be taken equal to how much? A month. And you have to take 52 weeks in a year. So how this statement again needs a change in our strategy, right? Normally, these kind of things are not given that you take 52 weeks in a year. Now this is given that you convert. See, earlier also we have come across a question, guys. Earlier also we have come across a question where what things were given in weeks and days or days and months. Those which are were in days we have taken days. Those which are in months we have taken it in months, and so all the amount we have calculated down. But now what is given in the question? Take what? Take 52 weeks in a year. For the calculation purpose, you take 4 weeks equal to what? Equal to a month. So this calls for a conversion. And you have to take 52 weeks in a year. That means now wherever I have months, no, I will convert it into what? I'll convert it into weeks. Okay. See, otherwise we would not have done this. Okay. So look for the data. 0.5 month will become what? 2 weeks. 1 month will become 4 weeks. 2 months, huh? Would become 8 weeks. Here, 1 month would become what? 4 weeks. Rest of the things are already in weeks, so don't convert them. Keep them as it is. Okay. So if you are done, you have to mark anything, then I'll keep it on the screen. Else, I will shift. Okay. So let's go to the solution part of it. Question. Okay. Okay. I'll stop sharing now. Wait a minute. Share. Yeah. Okay. Fine. So first, as usual, a quick income statement, right? Guys, remember that we'll follow which method? Cash cost basis. Now remind me to write a note. We will write a note at the end Again, I think question is not telling us any method, correct? Question doesn't tell us any method, so we will follow which method? We will follow cash cost method, yeah, and we'll give a note at the end. Okay, fine. Let's continue. So as usual, first you make a, okay, I'll zoom it out so you can see the whole thing. So first, as usual, income statement. We have raw material 40 into 96,000, direct labor 15 into 96,000, and overheads are 30 into 96,000. This is our cost of production, oblique cost of goods sold, oblique what? Cash cost. How, sir? Obviously, see how we get cash cost. We have to take sales. I'm just explaining. Minus what? Net profit. Minus what? Depreciation. See, even if you multiply 100 into 96, 96 lakh, minus the profit will come, you will reach on 81 lakh 60,000. Correct? Sales minus net profit, and you will reach at 81 lakh 60,000. And there is no depreciation given in the question, guys. So this itself would be what? This itself will be our cash cost, 81 lakh 60,000. So then we can calculate. Raw material we have already calculated 38 lakh 40,000 into 4 by 52. WIP, see everything at 50%. Okay, so raw material 50%, wages 50%, overheads also 50%. So what we can do? We can take the total of all the three. The total of all the three is how much? 81 lakh 60,000. The total of all the three is how much? 81 lakh 60,000. So once for all, 81 lakh 60 into 50% into 2 by 52. It came to 156,923. Okay. Finished goods. Again, the same thing. This itself is my COP COGS. So 60,000 into 4 divided by 52. 627,692. 692.3. So ignore that 0.3. Okay. Debtors. And as I told you, this itself is our cash cost. So 81 lakh 60,000 into 8 divided by 50. Yes, yes, yes. 12 lakh 55. Let's do it 385. Na? Correct, correct, correct. Just the answer. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you, thank you. I can see people writing Vishal, Deepika. This is 12, 55, 385. So we can take a total of this cash, you write 295, 385 plus 156,923 plus 627, 692 plus 1255, 385 plus 2385, 385, 2385, 385. Make it 385, dear Ashya. And then as usual, right over here, gross working capital. Okay. Yeah. Creditors will be on the same amount, 38 lakh 40,000. So 38 lakh 40,000 into 4 divided by 52 gives you 295, 385. And that you already calculated earlier also. Okay. 1440 into 1.5 divided by 41538. Yeah. Yes, 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 people, yes. And then 2880 into 4 divided by 52. Okay, thank you. 221, 538. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, people, thank you. 221, 538 plus 41538 plus 295,385. 558461. Okay. And then you write over here as usual, don't forget net working capital as what? A minus B. 18, 26, 924. Yes. Yes. Yeah, correct. Fine. So that completes. See now, going to the questions. This definitely completes all your questions of classwork. Correct. So now we are going to talk about. Ah, yeah. Thank you, dear. But I never forgets about note. Huh? Yeah. Let's write the note. Yes, 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 yes. Please write the note over here. Huh. Yeah, please. See, listen, guys. Listen to me. I have made some change in the question. Okay. Instead of keeping it a newly formed company, I'm going to explain you what is the impact of newly formed company. Listen to me, everyone. I'm going to explain you the impact of newly formed company in the question to be discussed in classroom at length. Okay, how and where it affects, that you'll understand. So I've made a small change in the question and follow that. Okay, it has its own workings, right? Creditor calculation will change, I know, but please follow what I'm telling you. That is a correct solution with the change. Okay, so please follow that. Question number two, when I will question to be discussed in classroom, when I'll discuss with you with length today, at length today, then you will understand what I'm going to talk about it. Okay, so please pay attention to what I'm saying. I know somebody has put me a message that why did they do that? Satvik, I think you should have attended. Uh, if you have attended the other questions in question number five, when we had a newly formed company, Ma Limited newly formed company, right? Then what we have done, we have added back the closing stock, right? Okay. So please, if you have attended the previous question, then you should be knowing that when important points also I have discussed with you, and I keep discussing because you people keep forgetting. So I keep discussing all this with you again and again and again. That see, I don't know whether you take a time to read it at home or not. But the assumption of opening stock, closing stock won't apply to newly commenced business. So in such case, when we calculate creditor, I always ask people, creditor depend upon what? I always ask in every question I ask that creditor depend upon what? Credit purchases. Not given, not getting, okay. Assume opening is equal to closing, go with what? Raw material consumed. But when the business is newly commenced, then it doesn't happen like that and it happens like this. Okay, then you cannot calculate it on raw material consumed. You have to calculate purchases and add back creditors, add back the closing stock of raw material. Okay, so please remember these things, guys. Say, okay, every time you cannot be like, okay, so repeat every time the point comes, you go on repeating. That's not fair. Okay? So please remember. Yes, based on that, that's why to avoid that calculation error, I have changed the question. I'm not keeping that the newly company form. And now I'm going to cover it at length when we talk about the questions we discussed in classroom. Okay, so let's quickly go through the question, guys, please. So give me the maximum possible time, so I'll cover maximum possible things. Okay. So let's start with that. Achha, again, the note remains incomplete only. Yeah. Please write. In the absence of information, in the absence of information, comma, working capital has been estimated on cash cost basis. Okay, continue. Alternatively, it can also be estimated on total basis. Okay, this is the common note we write in all those questions where we assume cash cost on our own. Then, okay, so let's come to question number one of to be discussed in classroom. Okay, question number one of to be discussed in classroom. Okay, yeah. So on 1st January, the managing director of Nauri Limited wishes to know the amount of working capital that will be required during the year. From the following information, prepare working capital requirement forecast. Production during the previous year is how much? 60,000 units. And it is planned that this level of activity will be maintained during the present year, guys. They are telling you like this. Okay. In simple words, in the current year, how much should be the units produced and sold? 60,000. As simple as that. Okay, fine. So I would say, okay, fine. Let me mark the relevant things. 60,000 units during the present year. Finish, right? Okay. Now, what we are given further, see, we are given certain ratios. What we are to the expected ratio of cost to selling price is raw material 60%, direct wages 10%, and overheads 20%. Obviously, of the selling price. Then, like you have to go on searching for the selling price, and then you find the selling price over here. Selling price is 5 rupees per unit. So, guys, what you have to do, you just have to calculate this percentages, no? Right? You just have to calculate this percentages to get each of the amount. Now you're going to ask, sir, this is 60%, so this is 10%. 60 and 10, sir, 70%. 70 and 20, sir, 90%. So this is not 100%, sir. Where was 10%? Are my dear students? He should not be doing charity. So keep 10% for profit also. Now respect that. No, he should earn some profit also. That's not done. Okay, so the 10% is obviously what? Profit. Okay. I hope everybody understands this. Yeah. Okay. Once this is done, then what? See, this is all entertainment purpose. You also know what this. There is what? Okay. There is what? Uh, Regular production and sales cycle. Sir, we know this, sir. Yeah, it is like okay, sir. Like to be ignored, right? Fine. Wages and overheads are paid on the first of each month for the previous month. Okay, what does it mean? Outstanding, correct? They are outstanding. Fine. Then the company keeps a cash in hand to the extent of how much? 20,000. Okay, fine. Let's read the remaining part over here. Raw material to remain in store for average 2 months before issue to production. So in current assets, we will have raw material 2 months. Each unit is expected to be in process for what? 1 month. Okay. WI. How much? 1 month. Fine. In that, see the raw material being fed into the pipeline immediately, guys. Raw material is going into the pipeline immediately. What does that mean? That means raw material 100%. Okay. And then if nothing is specified about labor and overhead, 50-50. But see what is written. Labor and overhead accrue evenly during the month. So that means this goes with our standard assumption, right? This goes with our standard assumption, right? That raw material will be 100% in WIP and labor and overhead will be accruing evenly. That means 50-50. So how we will solve this? We will solve it like this. Material 100%. Wages and overheads both what? 50%. Come on, guys, tell me. Are you clear to this? Are you clear to this WIP? Everyone? Okay. Let's move ahead. Finished goods will stay in warehouse awaiting dispatch to customers for 3 months. Okay, now fine. So finished goods cycle will be 3 months. Credit allowed by creditors. So in current liability, I will have creditors 2 months and credit allowed to debtors is 3 months. Okay, fine. Debtors is how many months? 3 months. Okay. And wages and overheads are paid on the first of each month. So that we discussed after a month. So outstanding wages and overheads what? 1 month. Cash they want how much? 20,000. Yeah, and WIP is already there. WIP takes how much time? 1 month. And raw material remain in store for how many months? 2 months. So like raw material, 2 months. Okay. So what is the new thing in this? The new thing is that this whatever arrows I have drawn, now that is a new thing. Rest of the things are normal. Okay. So from that first, what you'll have to do, you'll have to create a sort of income statement. Okay, let's do that. Yeah. Questions to be discussed in class. Okay, fine. How does the raw material consume? 60% of 5. How much will come to 3 rupees? What is the level of activity? 60,000 units. Correct, people? Level of activity would be 60,000 units. So that's this 3. I'll multiply by 60,000 units. Will become 1,80,000. What is told about direct wages? Direct wages are going to be 10% of 5. That is 0.5. Do it now. 0.5 into 60,000 will come to 30,000. Overheads. 20% of 5, that is 1 rupee. 1 rupee into 60,000, 60,000. Totally tough. This will become 4.5, but the selling price is 5. So the balance is 0.5. That is what profit. And now the difference. Okay, this 180 plus 30 is 110 plus 60. 180 plus 30 is 210 plus 60 is 270. And the profit, that is the same. And then you just go on taking all the points one by one. Okay, what is the only thing that is going to happen? A little new, you can say. See, WIP working. Okay, what is told about WIP working? 100% of raw material. WIP duration is how many months? 1 month. Okay, so 180 into 1 by 12. Right? Understand that. See, understand like 180 into 1 by 12. So basically divided by 12. So raw material is 15,000. What do you expect that in your WIP, 15,000 of raw material will keep aside? You're not producing anything today. Okay, yesterday some students were asking like this, sir, today whatever is raw material, tomorrow will go to WIP. Very true. After some time, it will become finished goods. Very true. But at a given point of time, this question was asked at a little fag end, so less students were there in the meeting. It's a very valid question. From students, love to get confused. So, a very valid question. Working capital is calculated at a given point of time. So, at a given point of time, I'm looking. See, go down. Okay, raw material are lying in the go down. Okay, WIP is there in the machine. Finished goods are all lying there in the go down. Raw material is there. Finished goods are there. WIP is there. Along with that, given some loan to debtors. Along with that, in my drawer, I check now. Okay, I want 1 lakh rupees in my cash box. Along with that, I have to pay advertisement holdings money. So what you are describing is a process, sir. One fine day, raw material will become WIP, sir. Did I deny? I never deny. But at a given point of time, if amount is blocked in raw material also, WIP also, finished goods also, debtors also, prepaid expenses also, plus I want some cash in my cash box also. How much money I need? So this is the total of all current assets, right? So yeah, getting back to this. So WIP, see guys, WIP calculation, how it is happening. 15,000 is my raw material consumed. Expected raw material to be which is blocked in WIP. So I take 100% of that money. I say, okay, let it be 100%. But wages, WIP is going to be for 1 month. So 30,000 into 1 month comes to how much? It will come to 2,500. So my month's wages would be 2,500. But I say it's okay, na man. It's WIP. Na? I'll go on paying slowly, slowly. Na? So let's keep only half the money in the pocket. I give you an example of a painter who's going to paint my house. 50,000 rupees. So I pay him all 50,000 on day one. Never. I pay him some advance of maybe 5,000, 10,000, 5,000. That too, I'll start bargaining with 2,000. Then he will say, sir, You're giving me work of 50,000, contract of 50, sir, at least pay 10%. Then I'd say, okay, fine, take 2,500. The what, sir? Pay me 5,000, sir. I have to bring some colors, I have to bring some new brushes, this material, that material. I have to pay to my labor, sir. Now, see, as you are not paying the whole amount of contract price on day one, do you think he will pay the whole labor to his workers on day one? As you are scared that the contractor will run away. Equally, the contractor is scared that if I pay the whole labor expenses on day one, even the labor will run away, they will vanish. All lines in this route are busy. That will be the standard answer on their mobile. So that's all, guys. So we just on an average basis, I'm keeping 1250 aside. Okay. See, like I tell to my child, okay, that you are in school last year, 10th standard, fine. So next year, in case you pass, you will go to, then I get some branching for saying like this, that in case you pass, you'll go to college. And in case you decide to continue education, so should I keep some money for your education? Or we have some good livestock at native, you can take care of them. So what, dad? You are chartered and you want me to take care of that. I said, see, we have learned we have learned in taxation, agriculture and allied activity, income is tax free. So see, that's how estimation goes on. So I'm just getting some feedback from my customer, from my child. Okay, fine. What's the possibility that you continue studies? Okay, now nothing is decided. It's very bad situation. Even when the exams will happen, that also we don't know. Okay, but I get an idea. Okay, fine. Quite possible that my child would study further. Oh, fine. Science, well, no, no, no. Science, I don't want to go. Either commerce or arts. Okay, fine. Accordingly, I have to keep the funds ready. Now, am I going to keep all 11, 12, CA, CPT, foundation, or whichever course you purchase for that, all the fees ready? No. Some part of it. Today, she is not even given a 10th standard exam, but okay, fine. As a parent, I have to keep some money aside. Like that, as an entrepreneur, nothing of this is produced, guys. No WIP is produced. There is nothing in the stock. There is nothing. This is all building castle in the air. But these are financial castles which help you to keep your financial health strong. Yes, all these are estimated values, even for overheads. Okay, fine. The annual overheads are 60,000. 1 month would be WIP. Okay, so how much? 1 month will come to 5,000. But then you just bring half of it. Okay, 2,500. So roughly what? 18,750 kept aside for paying WIP expenses. That is done. Okay. Then finished goods calculated on what? Cost of production, public cost of goods sold. That itself will again become what? Cash cost, because I have no depreciation to subtract. Debtors, as usually, I write in detail. Sales minus net profit minus depreciation, then cash, and then the current liabilities. Okay, fine. So, okay, I'll do one thing. Note, same. I write the note over here. So whenever you take a screenshot, it will be complete. No, what in the absence of information, estimation is done on which basis? On cash cost basis. What is alternative available? Alternatively, it can be done on total basis, right? This is what you know. Yes, guys. Now, these are the questions to be discussed in class. So, I strongly recommend that you take a screenshot of this. Then we put in the chat box, Nadia, or at the end if you have a doubt. Then taken screenshot. Yeah. Okay, fine. So hope you have understood. The rest is still in 6 sum. Where people lag back, I don't understand only. Huh? Now see, the moment I'll open 6 sum, then people will, sir, first sum, sir, second sum, sir, 10th sum, sir, 11th sum, sir, 12th sum. Thank God there's no 12th sum. Okay, for those who want 6 sum, chalo, quick jokes apart, completed the screenshot. Drishti, oh, Drishti. Done. Thank you. We'll continue. Okay. Before I go to question number 2, first I'll talk about question number 3. Okay. Yeah. Let's start this. Let's talk about question number 3. Everyone, please stay in question number 3 to be discussed in class. This is a class, though virtual, but the teaching is real. So let's discuss it. Right. Hare Bhagwan. Janhavi, I'll check the presentation. I'll let you know. Okay. Fine. Let's come to question number 3. Shall we start, guys? Everyone out there listening? Okay. So, a newly formed company has applied to the commercial bank for the first time. Okay. Now, this is a newly formed company. So, remember, all opening stock is equal to what? Nil. All opening stock is equal to what? Nil. Okay. The following information is available about the projection. See, it's very important now. And this is a perfect question to make you understand how a newly formed company will impact the whole process. See, estimated level of activity. See how it is given 1,04,000 completed units of production. So it is estimated that 1,04,000 will be completely ready by the year. Also, there are 4,000 units of work in progress. Oh, so you expect that 1,04,000 would be completely ready and 4,000 would be in WIP. You understand, guys? So what would be introduced into the process? You can confirm my answer. Will it be 1,08,000 introduced into the process? You understood what I said? 1,04,000 are completed units of production, and 4,000 you expect to move around in what? WIP. So I will put 1,08,000 inside my machine. 1,04,000 I have come out, and 4,000 are still lying over here in the machine. Do you understand? Right? Okay. Thank you. Okay. Fine. Then we are given some basic detail. Raw material is given 80 per unit. Wages are 30 per unit. Overheads are 60 per unit. So the total is 170, and then the selling price is 200. So I can say this is per unit cost of production. Okay, fine. Other than this, what are we told in the question? Check. We are told that raw material in stock is how much? Average what? 4 weeks consumption. Okay, so as usual, we write over here, no, that in current assets we will have raw material stock 4 weeks. We will have WIP 4,000 units. Got it? This is what I've written. It's not given in the terms of your weeks, but it is given in the terms of units. Okay. Then what do you assume? Work in progress. What do you assume? 50% completion stage in the respect of conversion cost. Guys, all boys and girls, please listen to this very carefully. 50% in case of conversion cost. So please understand, dear students, who are those elements who convert my raw material into finished goods? Is it wages and overheads? Yes. Is it wages and overheads? Yes or no? Do you agree? So it is wages and overhead who convert my raw material into what? Finished goods. So whom do I call? Whom do I call as conversion cost? I call conversion cost is to whom? Wages and overheads. And what is told? Assume 50%. So that means this 50% I will apply to wages and overheads. And if the question is silent, then I'll apply 100% to raw material. That's what our normal way of solving. Correct, friends. We normally attend like that only. But see, to that also they have given over here what? Materials issued at the start of the processing. So making it further more clear. Making it further more clear. In WIP, how we are going to deal with? We will have raw material 100%. WIP I'm talking about. We will have wages 50% and we will have overheads 50%. Is that clear point? Is that clear, guys? Is it very much clear to you that wages and overheads, what to call it? Wages and overheads, what to call it? Conversion cost. Wages and overheads, what to call it? Conversion cost, which is clearly given in the question that it's going to be 50%. Okay. Further, finished goods, again, see guys, stock is there. But instead of giving in the terms of units, you are told that in the terms of weeks, you are told that it is 8,000 units. Okay. Then credit allowed by suppliers is 4 weeks. So in current liabilities, we will have creditors how much? 4 weeks. Credit allowed to debtors is 8 weeks. Okay. So here we will have debtors 8 weeks. Lag in payment of wages. So outstanding wages. Guys, I hope you understand that this is not 11 upon 2. Right? If people, do you find people writing 11 upon 2? It's a misprint. Don't tell me and send the answer. Sir, 11 upon 2 is 5.5. But do we write 5.5 like that? Obviously not. No. So it's a printing error, guys. It has to be written like this. 1 upon 2. So 1.5 week rate. So it's a printing error. Okay. It's not 11 upon 2. So this is 1.5. So what people are like, so what 11 upon 2 is 5.5. No, even I know that. But who writes like that? 11 upon 2 weeks. Nobody writes like that. So it is printing error. Yeah. Cash bank for smooth operation. See, they are specified. Otherwise, what you would have assumed that it is required for a parity. So for smooth operations, it is required. Okay. So cash 25,000. Then what? Assume that production is carried out evenly throughout the year. Do we need it, guys? And wages and overheads accrue similarly. Again, the same point, guys. You remember? Last question also we added. Wages and overheads accrue similarly, but the payment pattern is different. So ignore this statement. You know what is told? Only told that outstanding wages are 1.5 weeks. Is anything told about outstanding overheads? No. Then how you might be paying them? Well, sir, we will never pay them. We'll keep default. We'll do bad debts for them, sir. Let's do that. It doesn't mean that. What does it mean? They will overheads will be paid in cash. The moment they are outstanding, the moment they accrue, they are paid in cash. That's fair enough. That is possible or not possible? Possible. So nothing is told about outstanding overheads. That means the overheads must be paid in more cash. They don't give you any credit. All sales are on credit basis. Okay, fine. That's a normal thing to happen. You're required to calculate net working capital. Thank God they have told in the last line. Else you would have not understood only what is to be done. Good. Very, very supportive, right? Very people. Even such statement is not there. You would have calculated working capital only. That's it. You would not have created your horoscope. Fair enough. So let's go ahead. So now, I'm going to discuss this with you guys. Question number 3 to be discussed in class. Important point regarding number of units. See, what is that important point? Completed units of production. How much? 1,04,000. This point we discussed orally, right? Units in WIP, how much? 4,000. Introduced in the process would be how much? 1,08,000. Once again, I'm asking you guys, people, if you've understood, give me some kudos now. Give me some confirmation. This 1,08,000 is understood by everyone, right? But let's stay alert. Chaitra, you're raising a hand. Giving confirmation. Okay, fine. There are two options. No, see, you can react like this. Okay. This is like I say, okay, give me the confirmation like this. Okay, you can always do like this also. Ha 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 ha. Fine. Thank you, Jay. Thank you. Okay, for Jay. Okay, take it from me. Okay, let's continue, guys. So this part is clear. Now, see, completed or 1,04,000. Okay, you want me to zoom in a little? So you are used to seeing like a banner. You zoom out, you zoom in maximum, no? So you feel like there should be wording sort of. Yes. Oh, good. Completed units of production of 1,04,000. Okay, they're completed. Say label. But what is expected? We are expecting that there'll be 8,000 units in the there'll be 8,000 units in the finished goods stock. Okay. Finished goods stock means only unsold. Nah? So out of 1,04,000, 8,000 are going to remain unsold. So units sold would be how much? 96,000. People, you agree? Okay. Thank you. Okay. So what, Aparna? So to conclude, let's conclude. Huh? Where is the conclusion? Wait. I hopped, skipped, jumped, something. Wait. Here we were. So to conclude, units introduced into the process, 1,08,000. Opening stock of WIP nil. Newly commenced. Newly commenced. Closing stock of WIP 4,000. So ready units please should be 1,04,000. Opening stock of finished goods nil. Closing stock of finished goods 8,000. So units sold how much? 96,000. Okay. So I assume that will be clear to you. Now see how estimated income statement will appear in this case. Segregation for units produced in WIP. See, units produced. Remember the raw material rate, 80 rupees per unit. So as you can see on the screen, 1,04,000 into 80, 83,20,000 for units produced raw material. In WIP, it will be 4,000 into 80. So why did you do separate? I had it to do separate because of these two guys, because of direct wages and overheads. Here, direct wages are into 30. That is obviously understood 100%. But here it is only 50%. So I can't have a common column. So for units produced and for WIP, the separation is done. Okay, so 83,20,000 of raw material consumed for units produced and 3,20,000 of raw material consumed for those units which are in WIP. So my total raw material consumption expected is 86,40,000. Okay, so for 1,04,000 units, all 30 rupees of wages would be applied because these are finished goods. But for the 4,000 units, 30 rupees into how much? 3%. WIP, right? And then added 3120 plus 60, 3180. Overheads 6240. Okay, overheads how much? 6240. How come that came, sir? 1,04,000 units into 60 full amount. But for WIP, what am I doing? For 4,000 units, 60 multiplied by 50%. This all is added. Okay, so this is a total introduced into the process. Going with the format, add what? Opening stock of WIP and opening stock of WIP less what? Closing stock of WIP. Opening stock of WIP is nil. Closing stock of WIP is 5 lakhs. So cost of production comes to so much. Okay. And then opening stock of finished goods nil. Closing stock of finished goods. Okay. You understood how did I get this WIP? It's an addition of all these three. Raw material 100%, wages 50%, overheads 50%. That came to 5 lakh. Okay. Fine. Then okay, from this opening stock of finished goods is nil, but closing stock of finished goods is how many units? It is 8,000 units, guys. It is 8,000 units. Okay, and then we will get cost of goods sold. Okay, so this is very important presentation. This is what, okay, this is how you should actually present when it comes to a newly commenced business. For all other businesses which are not newly commenced, guys, you are listening to me, hopefully. Okay, for all other businesses which are not newly commenced, we don't do all this stuff. Why, sir? We just write this part. We don't write this part. Why, sir? We assume opening stock is equal to closing stock. And those who don't know why to write like this, it's very interesting to answer this question. Why to write like this? This is the way you prepare your income statement. Have you prepared a manufacturer? Don't laugh, people. Manufacturer account you have not prepared. Manufacturing account. So these things are totally new for you all. Introducing the process, add WIP opening stock, less WIP closing stock. Is this a new for you thing? You're aware of these things. Now justify yourself why we have done this addition and subtraction of WIP. Tell me why we have not done the normal questions. Because there we assume that opening stock of WIP and closing stock of WIP is going to be same. So you add same amount, you subtract same amount. It doesn't affect. So remember, guys, we never do this part in our normal sums. We never do this part. We just write this, take a total, blah, 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 done. See, ignore this WIP. The total of this is going to be as such, how much? It is going to be 1 crore 76 lakh 80,000. This part only, this one only. Then why we have to do like this? Here, because it is newly commenced, WIP would be there, closing would be there, but opening would be nil. So what will be my correct raw material consumption? My correct raw material consumption would be this plus this. Do you understand what I said? Okay, so here why we are doing all this? Because what it is newly commenced, so we have to do all this, guys. Otherwise, your answer would be wrong. Did you at length understood this point? Did you understand this point properly? Okay. So now rest of the things is just what calculation part. Okay. Raw material 4 weeks. So how much is our raw material consumption? You tell me. 86 lakh 10,000. Right? Total raw material consumption in units produced also and in WIP also 86 lakh 40,000. Okay, fine. So into 4 by 52. WIP, see, I'm writing no calculations, directly 5 lakh. Array, we have done hell of a calculation over here, guys. For WIP, we have done a lot of calculation over here, more than sufficient. In raw material 320, in wages 60, and in overheads this much. No. Then finished goods 8,000 units. Go to the question, check here what is the cost per unit. Cost per unit is 170. So directly multiply by 170. So we are done with this also. Debtors you have to calculate for 8 weeks. So what is this 1 crore 63 lakh 20,000? Okay. That is simply what? 96,000 units, right? See, cost of goods sold. Okay. 96,000 units you have sold. You calculated units sold, no? Right now. So 96,000. You just do 96,000 into per unit 170. You get the same value. 1 crore 63 lakh 20,000. You try multiplying. 96,000 units are sold and the per unit cost is 170 rupees. So it exactly matches this number. Okay. Now creditors. See guys, very important for creditors. I keep on repeating and repeating every single time we have creditors in the question. that creditors depend upon what? And the answer is credit purchases. In all other questions, we have no choice, we have no information, so we assume opening stock is equal to closing stock, and instead of purchases, what we take up? We take up raw material consumed. But that assumption won't apply when it's a newly commenced company or a newly commenced business. Right, people? That's why we have to do this calculation. Say, calculation of purchases for valuation of what? Creditors. Since what business is newly commenced. If you recollect, same thing. See, I end up showing this again and again and again. See, guys, same thing I've been repeating. People don't read, people just take screenshot, copy some other time. When will you read for yourself? Read this also. Okay, it is very clearly written over here that why we are doing like this. Okay, so please read these things. Okay, so here you will get the purchases, and this purchases you are using over here to calculate your creditors. And then obviously outstanding wages as usual. Wages are total how much? 31 lakh 80,000. Okay, so yes, you can take a screenshot of this now. Um, See, all these part, listen to me. This all part now you need not write an exam. Okay? This is for our understanding. You write in your note, but done with the screenshot. Write this answer. I mean to say, take a screenshot of this answer. Then write a note below this as usual. Acha, how would you write? No? 1 minute. Let me write. See, question is silent. No. Did question specify any method? Tell me. Did question specify any method? No. So which method we follow? We follow cash cost, right? One. Correct. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I'll do one thing. I'll write a note. Then you take a new screenshot for this page. Delete the earlier one. Note. In the absence of information, comma, working capital has been estimated on what total basis? Working capital has been estimated on. I'm so sorry. Working capital has been estimated on what? Cash cost basis. It is there. Basis. Alternatively, it can also be estimated on total basis. Okay, so that makes our statement, our solution foolproof. Now, if you not taken, or if you have taken whatever, so take this as a screenshot. So remove the earlier one, delete the earlier one. So you will have this with this note as well. Done, people. Let's go to the next question. Ray, I'm keeping it for you, Ray, Rohit Raj. Done. All screenshot taking ceremony is over. Whatever things are done till now. Okay, so let's go to question number 2. So you did question 1, you did question 3. Let's go to question number 2. Hare, you know what, people? I have a software over here. Okay. Whenever people, I have one software installed in my Zoom. Whenever people send messages, no, that sir, break, 5 minutes break. I'm on mute or what? No, I'm not muted. I'm talking very much. I'm not muted. Hello? Audible? So Chaitra doesn't want to listen to me. So she's like, you're not audible. See, this is one more innovative way of doing time pass. Chaitra, okay, tell me who want break? Good. See, means these many people are able to hear me. Thank you. That's what. That's what. I'm not going to give you any break. Just see, this is the immediate response. Okay, that people are able to hear it. Good, good, good. Thank you, people. Thank you so much. Okay, so let's come to question number 2. So sweet of you, for a quick response. Okay. The software is that the moment you ask for any break, no, the software automatically deletes those messages. Okay, guys, by all means, no, sitting at one place is equally important. You will have 3 hours paper, 180 minutes. So sitting rock solid at one place for 3 hours, you understand? You get my feelings, right? Sitting at one place is equally important. 2.5 hours. Yesterday also in the evening, 6 o'clock I started the lecture. 7 o'clock. Sir, 2 minutes break. Sir. What now? 2. Within 1 hour you start asking for break. Hello, enough. Without discussing on discussion of break, we have had a break of 2-3 minutes. And your purpose is solved. Yeah, I know. Let's come to this question, guys. Give me more time to discuss. Take a break now. No break. Correct. Just end early. Yeah. See, people are like, you know what? We used to have a story in our childhood, that a father and a son are walking and they have a donkey along with them. So when they're walking, some person tells them, what are you doing? You should sit on a donkey. Now, are you having a burden of beast? Sit on it. So the child sits. Then somebody again says, well, what nonsense you're doing? You're such young. You work, let your dad sit. So the child gets down, the dad sits. Then somebody, what? You're letting your such a small your child walk? Then the child gets down. And this goes on. So more you listen to the people, no, this is what it happens. Okay? People are giving me so much of suggestions. Huh. So thank you for the story in the chat box. Huh? We will go with question number 2. Wow, people see the moment the topic is changed from FM to storytelling, people have become so active. They have almost written the whole story in the chat box. You know now there is no essay writing in FM. Oh God. Arey, my dear, you are my students, but I am your professor and I have to manage my times. Come on, people. Enough of time pass we had. Purpose, yeah. Arey, I know. Break is almost achieved, no? By just talking about break, talking about the story. Break purpose is achieved. No, we are little relieved. No, what was the purpose? Purpose was to get little relieved. So let's plan it this way. Every day I will tell you one story. Okay, 2 3 minutes, one story. Yeah, at any age, story is welcome. So, but Nishita, another story on the next day, on next lecture. Okay, it cannot be a storytelling lecture. Come on, let's start with question number 2, guys. Let's start with question number 2. Now, sometime assume that chat box does not exist. Okay. Management of MNP, this is important again. See, when you read this question, you're going to have a feel that it is similar to question 4 classwork. So how you know that? Yeah, I see the whole day I read this and I have heard this only like that. See, the management of MNP company is planning to expand its business and consult you, God bless them, to prepare an estimated working capital statement. Okay, so they are relying on you for working capital estimation. So sales is given 24 lakh, domestic at 1 month's credit. I told you, we're going to remember that Bhargav Limited is special. I'm going to have that feel. Yeah, sir, this is almost same, sir. We can easily manage. Export at what? 3 months credit. Okay, so sales, domestic 1 month, export 3 months. And then this is the same condition. Selling price is 10% below domestic market. Means what, guys? In the Indian market, if you sell this for 100, in the Indian market, in the domestic market, you sell this for 100. So in the export market, this will be sold for 90. Correct? Everybody accepts this. So till now, it's like everything going same, sir. This is looking like question number 4 classwork, sir. We will manage. Wait. Not yet. Not. We will read further. Lag. Okay. Material use is given 9 lakhs. So raw material consumption. Okay. And how much is the supplier's credit? 1 month. So whenever you write current liabilities, you will have suppliers 1 month. Lag in payment of wages is half month, and this is the wages amount given to you. Lag in payment of manufacturing expenses is 1 month, and this is the outstanding overheads given to you. Lag in payment of administration expenses 1 month, and these are the admin expenses given to you. Sales promotion expenses are payable quarterly in advance. These are the sales promotion expenses given to you. Okay. Income tax is payable in 4 installments, of which one falls in the next financial year. So out of this, 1/4 would be my current liability because 3/4 I'll pay in the same year, 1/4 falls in next financial year. Gross profit is 20%, guys. GP 20%. So if sales is 100, then GP would be 20. Then COGS would be how much? 80. Come on, guys, tell me you all agree with this? Okay, fine. And then that in a export market, if you change the selling price, if you change the selling price, guys, my voice is breaking. No, audible. So please check your network. Tanvi is almost a big no, like no. So generally, see, you know what? Generally, I don't claim that my network is the best, but generally, I don't. I've harassed my internet provider to such an extent that whatever happens in whole Mumbai, they, even though there is no network, at my place it is there. So those like facing issue can leave and join again as well, and that's very important. Listen to the whole statement. Now, leave, leave. Arey, sir told leave, leave, go, 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 go. Not like that. In case you have a network issue, you can leave and join back again. Anyway, so let's continue. So, and remember that in export market, we are going to reduce this 10%. So my question was very clear. After you reduce the selling price, what will get affected? Gross profit or cost of goods sold? This is gross profit. This is cost of goods sold. Gross profit will get affected, right? Manufacturing cost doesn't change. Okay, fine. So let's proceed ahead. Profit only gets affected. COGS remains same. Yes, yes. Okay. Ignore WIP and depreciation. Ignore them. We'll ignore. Company keeps 1 month stock of raw material and finished goods. Okay. So whenever in current assets, we'll write raw material stock and we'll write finished goods stock. What 1 month. Okay. Then it believes in keeping rupees 2,50,000 available to it. So what? Cash. And so cash is 2,50,000 and there will be an overdraft limit of 75,000. Okay. So we'll write bank OD also 75,000. Management is of the opinion to make what? 12% margin for contingencies. Okay. Safety margin on the computed figure, and you are required to prepare the estimated working capital statement for next year. Okay, friends. See, if you remember Bhargav Limited was very clearly told that you follow total basis. Okay. Question is silent. And when we follow, if question is silent, we follow what? Total basis or cash cost? Cash cost, right? We all know. And it is going to make a major impact. Okay. It is going to make a major impact on your solution. The things which will never came to your mind while solving question number 4. Because question number 4 was on total basis, no? You remember question number 4, you can see your notes. We have hardly done any working. We struggled for finding that. Check your solution. You have the solutions, no? Check your solutions. So it will strike to your mind that what I'm talking. See, we have hardly done any workings. Only raw material consumed was missing. So we found it out as the balancing figure, 66,000. Then we said, let's do one more thing. We bifurcated that 66,000 into 54,000 and 12,000. True. In the ratio of COGS 9/11, 2/11. That's it. We have not even bothered to continue our income statement. We are not talking about administration expenses. We are not talking about selling and distribution expenses. We're like, go to hell. Why? Simple. Debtors are to be valued at sales. Why should I bother about my cash cost? Look into the solution. What we have done for domestic, we have done 1,80,000 as sales, and for export, 36,000 is the sales. I'm talking about question 4. And we have calculated data based on that. 1,80,000 into whatever it is, 2/12, and 36,000 into 3/12. Like that we have done. That's it. We have not even bothered to think about cash cost. Why? Because it was a total basis, right? See, that is the beauty of that sum. But now this sum goes for see, Aparna. How do I remember all that? Okay. You learn one time. I learn along with you again one time. Like that with every batch. Day in, day out, these things keep on going in my mind. Okay. So they are by hearted as such. See what happened now. If I change the topic again, talk about some movies, talk about some songs. So that we can recite like anything. Exactly, that is the difference. Okay, area of interest. Okay, I mean to say, even I have other area of interest and hobbies and passions, but then this also is one more important area of interest for me. Then it's not a burden. Anyway, so now how we will tackle this? So first thing first, guys, understand that it is going to be on which basis? It is going to be on cash cost basis, and that makes a big, big, big difference in our presentation. So let us start. You take a screenshot a little later, but first you understand the workings, please. Yeah. See, uh, let's start with it. Sales, domestic is 24 lakh, export is 10 lakh 80,000. We know that the standard GP ratio is 20%. So sales is 100, COGS is 80, GP is 20. What happens in export? The same sales becomes 90 per unit. Okay, so we calculate all this, we get COGS of 2880. Now see the things which I had marked in question. Okay. Can you share your screen? Yeah. Hello? So Sarita, what are you saying? Can you share your screen? How many more screens should I share? Hey, hey, can you see what I'm showing? One more way of distracting me. My Zoom command is showing you are screen sharing. Seriously, man. You know what? This chat box on host only now. Only I'm laughing. If I make it to everyone, no, you will also fall laughing. So I don't want you to fall from your seats. Huh? Please pay attention. Get back to this. Let's get back to this. Go to the question. Go to the question. Check things which you have marked. Raw material consumed given. Wages given. Overheads given. Now admin given. Selling given. Guys, this given don't come in trading account. Please respect the trading account. So raw material are right, wages are right, manufacturing are right. Then the total should be 2880, the total COGS. But that's not so. The total of these three comes only to 27 lakh. What does that mean? That means the balancing figure is what? Depreciation. Did you get this point? See, raw material, wages, overheads are copied from the question. They are given in the question. The total of the three is 27 lakh. But as per our working, the total of these three is 27 lakh. If you don't believe me, do it on your calculator. 9 and 7 and 10 and this, everything you add, this will be 27 lakh. But as per our calculation, the COGS is coming how much? 28 lakh 80,000. I copy this COGS over here, but when I add raw material, wages, and manufacturing expenses, what I come to know? I come to know that this total is only 27 lakh. That means 1 lakh 80,000 is what? 1 lakh 80,000 is depreciation. Okay. Now then the biggest target, calculation of cash cost for valuation of debtors. And you're going to tell me, sir, why you're so worried? Very simple, sir. This is 28 lakh 80,000 minus 1 lakh 80, sir. 27 lakh is a cash cost. Correct, na? Correct, na? That is correct, guys. But what about the bifurcation? Profit is already considered, na re? I'm talking about COGS only, na? COGS itself is 28 lakh 80. So net profit is already removed. True. But understand, guys, in this also, 27 lakh cash cost agreed. Cash COGS. We have to consider some other expenses like administration, selling, distribution too. But the problem is that out of this 27 lakh, how much is in domestic and how much is in export? We have no bifurcation, guys. So see how it has to happen. The overall COGS is 19 lakh 20,000 and 9 lakh 60,000. Okay, so see how we are going to do. We will divide this depreciation first of all in the ratio of COGS. Okay, you understood my point. I want cash COGS. This 19 lakh 20,000 also includes some depreciation. This 9 lakh 60,000 also includes some amount of depreciation. So what I need only the cash COG. So how will you get? Okay, fine. 28 lakh 80,000 includes depreciation. I'm sorry. I'll divide this depreciation now in the ratio of COGs. Okay. So ratio of COGs I calculated 1920 upon 20. This is 2880. So how did you get ratio of COGs? Guys, 19 lakh 20,000 plus 9 lakh 60,000 is 28 lakh 80,000. So the ratio would be 19 lakh 20,000 divided by 28 80,000 for domestic, and for export it will be what? 960 by 2880. So I assume that you understand taking ratio. Huh? Don't force me to explain your ratio. It's okay, even if you don't calculate. Why to calculate and why to take a burden of calculating the ratio? Keep it like that only, na? Why you want to calculate? 1 lakh 80 is a depreciation. I will do into 1920 by 2880. Fine, na? I get it directly. Okay. So what does it mean, guys? From the COGS of 19 lakh 20,000 in domestic, 120 is a depreciation. Okay. In this COGS of export of 9 lakh 60,000, 60 is a depreciation. So this is COGS on cash cost. And if you total this up now, this obviously will be 27 lakh. So what I have done, I have bifurcated the 27 lakh into domestic and export. But that's not all. One more very, very important point. What is that? See, other than COGS, there are some costs which are below COGS. I mean to say they are part of P&L. They are administration cost and sales cost. When I talk about cash cost, I have to consider everything. So what we have done, see, we have distributed administration cost in the ratio of sales. 24 lakh divided by 34 lakh 80. Sales in sales over here is 24 lakh and sales over here is 10 lakh 80. So total is 3480. So we divided it in that ratio. So we get domestic administration cost this much, export administration cost this much. We have taken it over here. You can see one single asterisk over here. Similarly, sales promotion expenses we have divided in sales, we have taken over here. And then when we added what we get total cash cost as how much? 20 lakh 68,965, 10 lakh 21,035. This is the biggest task to be understood in this question. Once this is understood, then the rest of the question is as usual. See, look into your question. Raw material 9 lakh is available in the question. Just doing into 1 by 12 is no big task. Finished goods, sir, we know total of COGS is how much? 27 lakh. Finished goods stock, you write 27 lakh into 1 by 12. Okay, fine. The biggest task was this only, that how do you calculate your debtors? That's it. Other than that, see guys, everything is normal. Prepaid sales promotion expense, sir, we will take the amount of sales promotion expense into 3 by 12. Okay, one more point, talking about cash. Now, how the question is given? See, see guys, if there is no other assumption, we divide the administration and selling and distribution expenses in the ratio of what? Sales. Have you done departmental store? No. Okay. But applying common sense, if I'm given some basis of distribution of ratios, fine. Of distribution of expenses, fine. If not given, then what? I divide it in the ratio of what? Sales. That is the only possible option. Okay. Now, see, talking about cash, read through the question. What is told in the question? The question says that the cash needed is 2,50,000. The question says that the cash needed is how much? 2,50,000. Of which I've already sponsored 75,000 through bank overdraft. So I'm connecting these two dots. Okay, understand this, guys. See, somebody asks me that what is your cash requirement to start the business? So I tell that fellow, okay, see, I need 2,50,000. My overall cash requirement is 2,50,000. But I have already have some arrangement. What is the arrangement from my side? That I have already gone to one bank and that bank has promised to give me 75,000. So now I have come to you And I'm asking 1,75,000 from. So now students have one opinion, sir. Why to write like this? Cash 250, bank overdraft 75. Sir, out of your 250 requirements, 75 you already done. Huh? So from us, you want only 175. Huh? So you write only 175. Absolutely speaking, guys, if you see the net amount of that, the net amount is how much? 175 only. Then you present either this way, you write cash 250 and write bank overdraft 75, or you directly write cash 175. Will the answer come same? Answer will come same. So then why are we presenting like this? See, guys, it's all about giving more information. Okay. See, suppose now somebody tells me how much money you have. I'm at the fag end of the day. Okay. Suppose I'm traveling with my friend. Okay. You know now what working people always try to impress others. Half the things in the life we do for impressing others. Whether we need it or not is a different thing. Okay. So I meet my friend at a railway station. This is a pre-pandemic time. Right now, if I'll go to a railway station, I'll just get some nice bidding at a place. It's difficult for me to sit there. Right now, Mumbai is under lockdown again. Strict restrictions. So pre-pandemic time, I meet my friend at the railway station after a long time. Where do you stay? Okay, same place. Oh, chal, come on, let's go together. We sit in the auto together. Well, getting down, I open my wallet and I see, oh shit, only 50 rupees left. Now impression comes in my mind. No, oh my God. Now what my friend will think that this fellow has petty only 50 rupees working. He says that he's a chartered accountant, goes here, goes there, and only 50 rupees in the wallet. Then I just like do something like, I open, today morning I purchased this here for 5,000 rupees. I've not got the bill yet. But why the bill is not there? This is what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to prove him that I had good amount of money in the morning, but I finished spending it. So here also, we are trying to make aware to the people what. Let's see. My cash need is 250, of which already 75 is arranged. Even if you write the net value as 175, answer is going to come same. I feel that it is better to write both. Okay. That is one point. See, rest of the figures are simply direct. Okay, outstanding tax payable would be 1/4 of the total tax payable. Okay. And then what you are told, whatever you compute, no, on that you calculate 12%. Okay, so what is that 12%? Safety margin. Safety margin. Thank you. Rishabh is saying we feel what you feel. Absolutely fine. Thank you. So it is good to present jokes apart, but it is good to present the total value, the cash 250 and overdraft 75. That will be better. Okay. So guys, you understand rest of the things in this sum are very simple. You realize that if this was also total basis, then there is no need to discuss. You getting my point? If this was also on total basis, in this data, what we would have done? Simply taken the amounts of sales, just like we did in question number 4. We would have taken, we would not even thought of distributing administration expenses, distributing those sales expenses, nothing we would have even thought of. We would have just completed the question as it is. You got my point? Okay, fine. Now see, listen, are you people done with cost sheet? Okay, those who have done, those, suppose some people are not done, then fine, you remember this point. Okay, don't you? No, sir, we are not done. Okay, in case you're not done, remember this point. When you have dealt with questions of cost sheet, you are sometimes told that 25% of the administration expenses are for factory. Something like that adjustment comes, right, people? So what you do, out of the total administration expenses, 25% you write in the factory cost. Have you done this kind of adjustment? Yes. Okay. Has this come anywhere in this picture over here? Something like that. Has it come in this question, the question that we are discussing? That you take this as a factory cost or something like that? No. Why am I discussing all this? In module, no, at some places on their own, they have made an assumption that administration cost are factory cost. Just making it clear to you guys. See, So you should not have a confusion. That's an assumption which they have made on their own. Why to make an extra assumption? See, basic assumptions are fine. All activities are spread evenly throughout the year. All sales are on credit basis. These are the fair assumptions. Okay, estimate the working capital of Bhargav Limited. One line answer, assumption, it is closed. They don't need any more working capital. Finish. So, the question is not asking you to assume that out of the total administration expenses, 25% is for factory and 75% is for office. Why? So, they might be correct according to their assumption, but we are clearly like, okay, admin expense I'll treat as what part of P&L. Is it wrong? No. So alternate solutions are possible. Whenever you see your professional exam, did I say module is wrong? No. I'm saying they are working with their assumption, but you need not do with that assumption. It's an assumption. It's not a compulsion. Okay, that's why when you write your professional papers, it is always written at the top. State your assumptions clearly. Correct? It is always written. Okay? So please follow this and understand this and remember this. Okay? Because I know after this, you will do some research and development. Okay, you will check with this module. And module you will find administration cost posted in the considered as a part of COP and COGS, and your whole foundation would be shaken. So please, let's stick to our own assumptions. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So this is what I have discussed. Oh, sorry. Screenshot. Wait. Wait a minute. I'll write a note below this. Then you take a screenshot. Okay. Write the note over here only. In the sensor info, working capital has been estimated on, so am I writing again and again? Cash cost basis. Alternatively, it can be estimated on total basis. Okay. Yes, Bishop, I am left-hander. Doubt, all type of doubts do come. No? So even this is the doubt, sir. Are you a lefty? Yes, I'm a left-hander. Okay, please screenshots. Done. Huh? I'll go to the next page. Yeah, this is the only thing on the next page. Done, people. Okay. Yeah. So let's have. What do I tell to these people? They're asking me, can you write by right hand? I'm writing now. The handwriting is fairly readable now. Somebody saying something. Susarita wants to say something. You want to say something, Susarita? No? You are in this position, so I thought you want to say something. Okay. Yeah, let's take a quick look at the homework, guys. You know now where the homework is available on the website of GK classes. I have the same session in the evening. You people don't know how to go through the solutions. Amazing people are. Go here on our classes website. Click on the announcement section. Here, you get the heading like this: Get your daily dose of updates. Here you will have Inter-C. You're doing Inter-C, right? Any doubts? Good. Then you click on this, and there you'll get all your solutions. Oh, so nice. Ritesh has already put. Fine, fine. Just there. Okay, people. So anytime what you can do, you can log in over there and get your solution downloaded. Yes, you might have it in timetable. I'm just good if you have that, then you can always take it from there. Thank you. So let's go through the homework section quickly. Okay. Should I? I know you have solutions. I know people are smart, but like, let me be convinced that okay, I have discussed these questions. Like when people by chance go through homework questions, so they're not left alone. So I've done the enough discussion. Okay. So give me that chance. So when will you start next chapter? What do you think? Should start at sharp 12:55 p.m. Right? Obviously, next lecture. But you're not interested in the homework discussion, it seems. People are out here to Kamalika is saying no. Very bad. Kamalika is not interested in homework discussion. Those who are not interested, bye bye. They might be facing some internet issue now, so they will quit. Okay. Yes, yes, I'm going to guide for homework section, my dear. Let's do that. It is necessary. Let's take a quick look, guys. Let's take a quick look. Okay. Question number 1. Sales is given at 2 months credit. Material consumed is this. Wages are this. Do you know what is the only difference? The only difference is this amount. Okay. This is what? Same as classwork question 2. Guys, if you learn to listen to me, you'll be benefited. Tanvi, whose screen should I share? Tanvi, I'm sharing my screen since long, man. Now, she's denying the claim. People, you can see the homework section on the. My dear, there might be lag in your screen, lag in your network. But see, with all the lag also, hello guys, screen is visible? Has to be, yaar. Come on, this is Zoom cannot cheat us like that. Yeah. So please, let's go to the question now. For some time, chat box is dead. Bye, chat box. Miss you. Okay. Now, see, this is same as classwork question number 2. Guys, important to understand. Our burden reduces. It is the same. So what is the only difference? This is the only difference. Check into your classwork question number 2, guys. Here, instead of giving 960, we were told outstanding 80,000. Remember? We were told outstanding 80,000 for 1 month. Rest of the numbers, everything is same. You're going to get the same answer. Got it? So this is that only change, and that too just a cosmetic change. In the earlier question, in the question number 2, here you are given what? You are given that outstanding is 80,000 for a month. And now at that time we had calculated, okay, fine, if outstanding is 80,000 for a month, annual figure would be 960. Correct, guys? You remember that? Did you cross check with the question two of the class work, and you will find that it's the same question. Yeah. So this discussion is necessary. People are saying, no, no, we are not interested. We want to go have lunch and go and sleep. Sleep. In the exam also you sleep. So this is the same, guys. Chalo, jokes apart, let's go to the next question. Come to question number 2. Quite different presentation. Very important to understand. See, guys, now you are going to almost come out of my screen. Yeah, but I'm doing screen sharing. I'm doing screen sharing. So I find it difficult because my screen is occupied. I'm trying to prove my point that I'm doing screen sharing. Yeah. So see, in this question, you come across trading P&L and you're like, oh my God, we never had a question like this, sir. What are you doing? New question to be discussed, covered in, you cover new questions in homework? No, friends, just a way of presentation. See, we have understood working capital operating cycle. That is duration calculation, you remember, right? It is the same question. No, sir, it looks totally different. Let it look different. It is the same thing. See, guys, you are given a trading P&L. At the bottom, you are given opening and closing balances of debtors. Why? So that you can easily calculate average debtors. Similarly, opening and closing creditors. You can calculate average creditors. Question number 8, working capital operating cycle duration, right? What you're required to calculate? You are required to calculate working capital requirement by operating cycle method. Oh, so now see, first what I will have to do? First, I have to calculate the operating cycle in days. Remember, this is what we had done in question number 10. Okay. Question number 10, raw material holding period, WIP conversion period, finished goods holding period, debtors collection period. Everything was given ready-made. The total was 140. Correct. Then creditors payment period was 60. So total came to 80. 80 days net duration. Then what we said that the firm's cash expenses are 18,90,000 for 360 days. You can read the question 4 question number 10 solution over there. Right? Cash expenses were 18,90,000 for 360 days. So how much for 80 days? We got the answer 4,20,000. This is working capital estimation by operating cost method. And that's what they want you to do. So how would you estimate working capital by operating cost? You will have to calculate two things. First, you have to calculate the operating cost, and also you have to calculate the duration. So, sir, to calculate duration, like we have total 5 components, sir. First is what we want to find out, raw material holding period. Okay, fine. How comes the raw material holding period, you tell me? Average raw material stock upon the raw material consumed into whatever, 1 by into 12 or 52 or 360 as given in the question. Okay, fine. Question says silent, so we can always take months. We can always take months. Okay. I don't see question having any instruction given over there. Yeah. So How we will calculate, you tell me? I'm keen on calculating raw material holding period. Okay, so I will say it will be raw material stock divided by raw material consumed into 12. How would I get raw material stock? I have opening stock of raw material. I have closing stock of raw material. Can opening plus closing upon to give me average raw material stock? Yes. Okay. Then how do I calculate raw material consumed? Opening stock of raw material plus purchases minus closing stock of raw material. All figures are available. See, purchases are also available. 1, 2, 3. All figures are available. Can I calculate raw material consumed? Yes, obviously I can calculate. So I'll calculate raw material holding period like this. Okay. Then I'll calculate WIP conversion period. So how do you do that? WIP WIP conversion period, how we'll calculate? Average WIP stock. Sir, where will we get it? Okay, we will get it over here. Everything is there. Everything is there. So let's put the different color to WIP. Okay. Opening WIP, closing WIP. Correct. How do we get cost of production, sir? Take it, raw material consumed, you just now calculated, right? Add wages, add production overheads. Correct. Right? Add opening stock of WIP, less closing stock of WIP. You'll get cost of production. As simple as that. So you can calculate WIP conversion period also. Right? Whatever cost of production you have calculated, add opening stock of finished goods, less closing stock of finished goods. You get cost of goods sold. So you can calculate finished goods holding period also. Debtors collection period to calculate. See, that's why they are giving you opening debtors and closing debtors at the end of the trading period. So average debtors we can calculate. Credit sale is available in the question. Can we calculate this? Yes, very much. And how do you calculate all operating costs? You reach till cost of goods sold. In that you add administration expense and selling expenses. And you are done. You will get cash cost. So you say cash cost, this is for 12 months. How much for my operating cycle? Now is the question easy? It totally looks in a different format. So people get scared. Oh my God, what to do? Nothing. It's very normal question. Just that the presentation is a little different. Okay. Talking about question number 3. Question number 3, I would say quite close to question number 1. Okay. I would just say close to question 1 of class 1. How, sir? See, raw material is given, direct labor is given, factory overheads are given 98, of which 18 is a depreciation. Remember, there what was the scenario? This was 40 rupees. This was the factory overheads were 40 rupees. 10 rupees was a depreciation and 30 rupees were cash overheads in question number 1. Now, what is the bifurcation over here? 18 rupees is a depreciation. So 90, sorry, not 90, 80 rupees. 18 rupees is a depreciation. So 80 rupees would be cash overheads, cash expenses. Right? If you go through the rest of the question is really very simple. There is no big deal only. Average raw material stock 4 weeks, average WIP. Average WIP if we talk, guys, 2 weeks duration. But what is told? Percentage completion with respect to material is 80%. And labor and overhead 60%. So what we will do this time? 80, 60, 60. Why, sir? As told in the question. If nothing told in the question, then what we do, guys? We take 150, 50. Correct now? Now, instead of 150, 50, we will go with what? We will go with 80, 60, 60. Absolutely clear to all of you? Yeah? Okay. Finished good stock is 3 weeks and debtors is 6 weeks and suppliers is 8 weeks and outstanding wages 1 week, outstanding overheads 2 weeks. Company says 1/5 for cash. Guys, 1/5 means 20% is cash. So when you are calculating these data, no, what do you have to do? 80% credit sales. And a cash balance is required 2,50,000. This is cash. And you have to prepare it for 78,000 units. And product wages and overheads accrue similarly. This statement will have no value because outstanding wages are 1 week and outstanding overheads are 2 weeks. So we'll follow that and we'll just ignore the statement. right? People clear till here? Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Let's talk about question number 4. It's a ready-made garment manufacturing company. Its production cycle indicates what? Materials are introduced in the beginning, okay, and wages and overhead accrue evenly throughout. So what are they indicating? I think they are indicating for WIP. Correct? What they are indicating? They are indicating for WIP, like material introduced into the process in the beginning. No? So material 100%, wages and overheads both should be what? 50%. So you are giving some details. Production of shirt is 54,000 units. Selling price is 200 per unit. Now again, see, you remember to be discussed in class question number 1. Right? We have a similar condition. We had a similar condition. Out of this 200, this 200 rupees is the selling price, right, guys? Selling price per unit. Out of this 200, what are we told? We are told that, see, 60% material, correct? Wages 10% and overheads 20%. That's it. Again, this bifurcation going in the same pattern. WIP is 1 month, that you can see over here. See, duration of production cycle is 1 month. That is WIP. Raw material holding is 2 months and finished goods holding is 1 month. Credit allowed to debtors is 1.5 months. Credit allowed by creditors is 1 month. Wages and paid next month following the month of accrual. So 1 month delay, outstanding wages. Work in progress, 50% overhead are supposed to, array, come on man, this is what we already know. In work in progress, 50% of wages and overheads are supposed to be what? Conversion cost. That we already know now. Material is 100%, wages and overhead 50%. And these ratios are given. Cash is held to the extent of 40% of current liabilities. Fair enough. How would you present this? Tell me. Come on, man, normal. Right, like in a normal question. Right, current assets, right? Everything. Cash, keep balance. Don't total. Below that, you take total of current liabilities. Once you have a total of current liabilities, cash should be 40% of current liabilities. Then copy it out in the current assets and then took the total. See, you can take total of current liabilities without knowing cash. Na? Current liability B is a total of only current liabilities. For that, knowing cash is not required. So you write all the current assets. In cash, you write nothing. It's blank. Then you write all current liabilities. So you arrive at total of current liabilities. Once you arrive at total of current liabilities, it's 40% you will put as what? Cash. Agreeable? Understood? Okay. Then after that, what is told? Safety margin should be 15%. Fine. Achha, how is this to be calculated? Safety margin of 15% will be maintained. Okay, just it is said that will be 15%. So you remember there were 2 treatments that we have done about safety margin. You remember question number 2, we were just told take 20% safety margin. Question number 2. So what we did, we had the total of current assets 9,10,000. We had the total of current liabilities 3,10,000. So we got A minus B as 6 lakh. And we said, okay, take 20%. So plus 20% safety margin, 1,20,000. Our final answer for question number 2, 7,20,000. Now, if you visit question number 4's solution, we were told to take 10% safety margin, but of what? The final working capital. Remember? 10% safety margin of what? The final working capital. So A minus B, we made it 90. You remember? We had a discussion on that also. Some people calculated A minus B as 110. I was like amazed. So A minus B was 90. Cash safety margin was 10, and the final total was 100. So that 90 was equal to how much? 43,100 something. So the safety margin was 4,789. Right? So these things you need to keep checking, guys. You need to keep checking that what they're asking. They want safety margin of which value? They want of A minus B or they want of total working capital. So here, are they writing like that? You take 10% of the total working capital or 15%? No, no, no. So just they are saying take 15%. Okay, fine. What we will do? Whatever A minus B we get, whatever A minus B we get, of that 15% we will calculate. I hope I'm clear with this. Okay. Fine. Let's talk about question number 5. Yeah. Please write over here. Similar to question 11 of classwork, and this question is a little incomplete, so just complete that. So the effect of 3 alternative current asset policies is to be evaluated. Calculate number 1, returns on total assets. Number 2, current asset to fixed asset ratio. Number 3, comment on risk reward trade-off. Okay. Now I'm sure we'll be able to manage this now. Sales is given, EBIT is given, fixed assets are given, and 3 current asset holdings are given. See guys, 5 lakh maximum current asset, 4 lakh medium, and 3 lakh minimum. So the maximum current asset case means this fellow is like, no, I want to have maximum current asset. So his approach is what? Conservative, right? The one who runs the show with the minimum current asset, his approach is what? Aggressive. Understood? And the one who goes with the medium value, the middle value, is what? Moderate. Right, people? Hope you all have understood. Now commenting would be same pattern, no? Now this you can manage, I suppose. Okay, yeah. Fine. Let's go to the next question. Question number 6. See, again, MN is commencing a new project for the manufacture of what? Electrode products. Then you know that if it is a new project, what happens? All opening stock is equal to what? Correct? Okay, fine. The following is, guys, this is same as classwork question 5. Okay, so that classwork question 5 will help you out. Okay, see what is told. All the following cost information has been limited. Question number 5 has been ascertained for annual production of 60,000 units, which is what? Full capacity. You remember in limited this was 12,000. Anyways, raw material is a variable cost. Direct labor is also what? Variable cost. But see, in manufacturing overheads, variable is 15 and fixed is 10. Guys, please understand, fixed is 10, thinking that you're going to produce how much? 60,000 units. So for 60,000 units, if you produce, the fixed cost comes to 10 rupees per unit. That means I always ask these people, and people always reply, repeat please, repeat please. 60,000 units if you produce, then your per unit cost is 10. That means your total, guys, total fixed manufacturing expenses would be how much? Come on, chat box goes open. Yeah. Answer. 60K. Typo. 6 lakh. So friends, now this is my maximum capacity. Right now, even if I produce less than this, will the total fixed cost remain same at 6 lakh? Yes or no? Reply. Come on. Even if I produce less than this 60,000 units, so total fixed cost will remain same, na? Yes. Good people. Good. Be good. Okay. Similarly, here also, guys, in selling and distribution, this is variable, this is fixed. So you now need to know what will be the total amount. Total amount will be 60,000 into 1. Come on, do it on your calculators. 60,000. Okay. Once you do this, rest of the things are very easy. Okay. See, in the first year, expected production is what? 40,000 and the sales is what? 35,000. So that means there's a 5,000 of finished goods stock, right? Okay. And then say provision for contingencies is required as what? 10% of the working capital requirement, including that provision means what? 10% of what, guys? Of total working capital. Did you understand? See, I'm taking efforts to discuss, and people send me messages, sir, time up. Yeah, correct. A minus B would be 90, dear. Thank you. Okay. Last question. Sales goods at uniform rate of 20%. Hi guys, this is going similar way. Similar to what? Question number 2 now. Right now, sales is given, material is given, wages paid is given, manufacturing expenses are given, administration, sales, promotion. I think this is again same. Okay, same as last one question. Okay, what is the only change? Company wants to adopt a 10% safety margin. Ah, this is also okay, fine. This is no different. If they are not telling you to do it on total, whatever you get, A minus B, of that we will calculate 10%. Okay, friends. Yeah. So time up, topic also up, right? So I have taken some efforts to discuss all the questions with you guys. I hope it goes in your mind. Okay. So yes, thank you so much. Yes, question. They said data is taken at cost. Which question are you telling me? Fine. No, so data is taken at cost. So you take it at cost. What's the problem? Huh? Otherwise also, but what I told you is the same as question 5. Go and see question 5. We have taken it at cost only. So fine, now what the things which come in cost to take a total cost. That's it. Now I'm doing stop share, guys. Now really the screen is not visible to you, right? Because I've stopped share. Ah, thank you for discussing homework question. No big deal, man. People have put the timers also. So 20 minutes to discuss 7 questions. Are understanding is important. Now, if I make you realize, okay, this condition is similar to this classwork question, this question to be discussed. Super fast. Hello, you did not understand what I discussed. You guys understood now. All right. Thank you, Faizan. At least Faizan appreciates. Hats off to you, sir. Others are like, you are going very fast. Now I'm hungry, no? That's why. Okay, people, I hope we are covered. Yes, thank you. Uh, Sir, I had a network issue. Can you show second page of question 2 to be discussed in classroom? Question 2 to be discussed in classroom, second page. This is the question 2. I'm showing all the pages, whichever you like, whichever you love, you take the screenshot. Question 2, first page. Thank you, Chaitra. What Devesh is writing, working capital provision means what? Devesh Kedia, my dear, lot of messages come re. I sometimes miss your messages. Devesh, hold re. Hold. Devesh, hold your horses. Wait a minute, Devesh, be there. I will unmute you. Talk to me directly. Those who want to take a screenshot, question number 2, I hope they are done. Where is Devesh? Devesh, raise your hand. Where are you? Can you please turn your video on for a moment? Let me see you're not a robo. No, we have that captcha marking sort of confirmation. Devesh Kedia. Please turn your video on. So this is what you people do with me. You're not fair. Devesh. It will take a minute. Okay, you take a minute. No problem. Pavitra, take a minute. Take a minute. Pavitra, what she wants? Question number 7. Where is Pavitra? Question number 7. Which one, dear? Classwork or homework? Classwork. Oh. Question 7. Ah. Take the screenshot, Pavitra, and then I will show you the next page. Next page. Hmm. It is still there. It is still there. And in case like you want to know how WIP remains same, so you can take this also. Sorry, Devesh, I know. Hi, Devesh. I know this boy. Pavitra done? Pavitra missing. Devesh, I'm asking you to unmute. Talk to me, beta.
Sir, I was just asking in question number 6 of homework, you told something like working capital provision. So can I just repeat that?
Question number 6 of homework.
Yes, there was something like contingency is required at the rate of 10%.
Wait. You are talking so fast. What is written in question number 6? See, provision for contingencies is required to be how much?
10%.
Of working capital requirement, including that provision.
Okay.
Means first you will write all current assets. Take a total of it and call it A, correct? Gross working capital.
Yes.
Right? Then I'll say less current liabilities. Take a total of it and call it what? B.
A minus B.
Right now? Then we will have A minus B, to which we add a safety margin. Okay, Devesh?
Yes. Got sir.
What they have told us, after adding safety margin, this would be our total working capital. What they want us to do, they want us to have 10% of working capital, including that provision. So that means this should be 100, dear. Safety margin should be 10. So how much would be A minus B? Come on, tell me.
This will be 110.
What should I throw from here? Okay, man. What do I
Total
do?
working capital is 100.
Correct.
50. Okay, sorry. This should be 90.
Very good. Hey, smart boy. My dear friends, when I had solved this, that time also I told you, remember with the reference to X. Value your X. So let that figure A minus B be X. What, man? Devesh, Kedia, what are you doing? Let this be X. X plus 10 is equal to 100. So what do you think? How X would be 110. Is there any app where I can kill people online?
Actually, I just subtracted the safety.
Fine. Good, got it. You understood, huh?
Yeah.
That is important. Chalo, bye.
No, I got that. Sir.
Okay. You can mute yourself. Oh, so people, final, huh? PUBG. Okay. I never tried. Okay, chalo, bye. Now let's stop for the day. Okay. Chalo, bye bye. See you tomorrow. Bye. Bye, Pukal. After a long time, Pukal. Chalo, bye, Priya. Sabri, bye. See ya. Bye, everyone. Sanskari Jain. Bye.